Welcome to another episode of SVB Live. My name is Kelly Wayne, and I am your host and director of sales here at Seniors Blue Book. I am very excited to bring to you today Lindsay Tobin from Home Instead of Charlotte County. We are going to together chat and share some very interesting information about her business. But before I do that, I always ask our viewers to take a moment in the chat and let us know where you're watching from. And if you like what you see, don't hesitate to give us a thumbs up. We always like that. And if you have questions, of course, comment in the chat and we will make sure that we answer them for you. So with that being said, Lindsay, I want to first ask you, before we start talking about business, I always like to start off by asking my guests to talk about why they chose to get into this industry that you're in. Everybody has a why or a reason why, so I'm sure you do too. So tell our viewers, why are you here today? Why do you do what you do?
Sure, absolutely. It's definitely the labor of love. I cared for my grandmother. She was in her mid-90s when she passed. And I know that we really struggled to find good care for her. And it is can be a very personal thing, but sometimes obviously family can get worn out and need some respite. So many times we see where it's actually easier for someone else to come in, and especially maybe the personal care side, it's family tends to stray away from that a little. But I started as a caregiver with Home Instead, and I've been in the office for almost 3.5 years now. And just getting to know all these wonderful clients and caregivers alike, and becoming involved in their lives and really getting to know everyone, like continuously learning more and more. And just as much as I put into it, I get back. So it's been really great.
And it's good. I think anyone who does what you do, you have to be able to connect with your customer. And I'm sure that there are probably many people out there who maybe don't think they're ready, or maybe they do think they're ready and they're not sure how to pick a company like yours. So tell us a little bit about exactly what you folks do, so people can understand watching if they're thinking, gosh, I think I'd like someone to run errands for me, or I'd like someone to cook for me, or I maybe need some help with just my activities of daily living, whatever that is. Maybe you can tell a little bit up from your company's perspective what you do and maybe what things you don't do, so people can understand.
Sure. So you're definitely well versed. That was a couple of really great things we do help with. Obviously, we help with companionship, personal care. So personal care being anything in the restroom, if you need help on and off the toilet, if you need help in and out of the shower, getting dressed, putting on your socks, simple things like that. We do help with meal preparation, which is a highly needed thing as seniors get older. I see so many people who tend to go for frozen meals because they're easy to just kind of put in the microwave, but really high in sodium and not very good for you. So we help with transportation to doctor's appointments, grocery stores, the pharmacy, sometimes just to get out of the house too. If you're not comfortable driving anymore, maybe you can't see as well, you still can go for a ride with the windows down over to the park or something like that. We do light housekeeping. So obviously while we're there, if you need some help putting away the dishes, or changing the sheets, having fresh sheets ready to go, which is also really a perk. We do work really closely with hospice as well, and home health companies. So we're non-medical, right? So we do pretty much everything else in the home that isn't handled by home health. So they're your nurses and physical therapists and things like that. And we're just kind of there as supportive help for everything else that you might need. Mm-hmm. Going back to, the question of a lot of people aren't quite sure if they're ready yet. We also really pride ourselves in making sure that we're not going to come into someone's home and take over everything, right? We're not going to come in and try to take control and make them do things they don't want to do. We're there to guide and to assist. So even like with the meal preparation, we have a lot of people that love to cook, but they can't quite see as well anymore. So we don't want to come in and just make all the meals. We want to help you and see what you're comfortable with. And so sometimes I know that's a struggle. You feel like you have someone coming in to help, that you're losing your independence, but it's actually kind of just increasing it. So
I wonder whether or not there's, I mean, I know there's probably tremendous value in just having someone who is there and a companion, but also if, for an adult child that might be watching, maybe it's not quite to the point where your loved one is needing care, as if you, like you mentioned, getting on and off the toilet or getting ready, getting dressed, but maybe you're at the point where maybe you just need a little bit of, a visit here or there, someone that's going to check in, maybe go to get your groceries for you. And then it's another touch point. So do you have a way that you communicate with the families? Because I think from the adult child's perspective, they sometimes wait until it's really to the point where it's now they need to bring a medical or a nursing company in, but just having a companion or someone just to check in at before that time might have been really a great option for them.
Absolutely. So that's one thing that I really love about Home Instead. Our whole team is incredible. We're all really interconnected, but from the caregiver, to the ladies that help us staff all the shifts. Our phones are 24/7. So anytime a caregiver has a concern, they can call. We always say, call the office right away, and we can communicate that with the family. We also have a quality assurance coordinator, and she does visits and phone calls at least once a month, sometimes more often if it's needed, but to make sure that, the clients are happy, the caregivers are happy, to keep up on their health and, see when doctor's appointments are. And that can be really beneficial for families who are out of state,
Yeah.
or someone who lives right down the street as well.
Yeah.
I know sometimes a lot of people are really resistant to the help. And again, family members, the daughters are there 3 days a week, 4 days a week, and don't really realize, how much they're doing. And I've noticed when we introduce someone new, the politeness factor can come in too, where they really enjoy themselves. There's someone new to talk to or play cards with, or read the paper. So it can be really rewarding all the way around.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I think it's something that people shouldn't procrastinate on, especially if, you're someone who thinks you're not even sure what you can call. I mean, that's obviously the first step is learn more, and that's why you're here today, to tell us what you do. But people can certainly inquire, and I encourage you to definitely reach out and have that conversation, because you might learn that it's not what you want just yet, or you may learn, gosh, you know what, I don't need to do all of it, I can just do small pieces of it until I'm ready for more. And that piece is nice too, just getting what you need, kind of like an a la carte, so to speak. And
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. And even, as little as 1 day a week for a few hours, and then you have something in place. And we often see too, where there's couples and, we'll say the wife or the husband is the primary caregiver and they have to go to the hospital.
Sure.
So, having something in place and ready to go, we can put a couple extra shifts in for you and have those friendly faces back again. Can be really great too, even just starting out with a small amount of care.
Awesome. Well, I think this is very valuable information, and I hope any of you that are watching will definitely, look into this. If you are someone who's thinking you might need a little bit of help, and it's never too early to inquire. But if you want to learn a little bit more and you don't have your Seniors Blue Book, this is where you're going to find Lindsay. She's on page 130 in the book. If you have it, go to page 130 and you'll see their advertisement. But you can pick up a book. We have over 1,700 distribution locations in the area. You can go into your church, your local senior center, the doctor's offices, even in Walgreens. So you can find a book just about everywhere. And I encourage you to use that as a resource guide, and definitely check out Lindsay and what she offers. So I appreciate you coming on with us to share a little bit about what you do. And I hope our viewers got some good, valuable information from you today.
Great. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care. Have a great day, everyone.